Hello, and welcome back to another.
How in the hell do these people keep finding our hut?
Baba, don't be rude to the viewers.
Donnie, don't just sit there. Get them, attack,
Donnie,
do
I swear
something.
to God.
And what exactly do you expect me to do?
I don't know, maybe try being useful for a change.
Well, that's kind of hard to do when you are stuck to the wall because of crazy old hag.
Why would you say something like that to me, you rude child?
Can we not do this at the start of the video?
He's the one that started it?
No, it was you that
For
started
the love of
it.
gods.
All right. Which one of you replaced my bar of soap with a stick of butter and my bath bomb with a beef broth cube? Also, why is the water so hot? It felt like I was being boiled alive.
Why is everyone looking at me? All right, fine. I was getting hungry.
Bubba,
I knew it was
we
you.
talked
Well,
about
excuse
this.
me for
Until my
wanting a
lawyer
nice
You
told me
really
about
are the
this.
worst.
Alright, now that these lunatics have been properly sedated, we can actually get started. In this video, the Hermit will be taking this hanging storage box thing that probably belonged to one of your grandmothers and give it a little makeover. Our plan was to turn it into some kind of shadow box with a cottagecore vibe. We originally considered sanding and staining it, but then remembered how much we hate sanding and decided that was a terrible idea. So instead, we went with this black cloth material that had this Victorian-looking pattern. We then applied the usual shit ton of glue to every surface we wanted this cloth to stick to. However, we should have waited a little longer for the glue to really tack up before we tried laying our piece of cloth in there. You see, this glue doesn't get tacky until it's had some time to sit, and if you try attaching something to it while it's fresh, it just sort of slides around. Now it might not seem that bad in the video, but that was sped up and there was a lot that got cut out. Trust me, it was painful to watch. But he figures it out eventually, and it definitely looks better than the pea green paint that was in there. The next step was to simply remove the cover of the lid that was only held on by two of these little pins. And somehow even that was a struggle for him. Just when I start to think I like them, they do something that reminds me that they're idiots. I love them, my little idiot sons. Anyway, now that he's gotten that removed, I have to say, it does really fit the cottagecore vibe we were looking for. Now we add even more glue to keep the lid shut and to hide the cut edges of our fabric. Then we flip the lid closed, lock it in place, clean off the excess glue, and get ready to add the last little detail before finding stuff to fill it with. The last detail being this little gold lion, door knocker looking thing we acquired at some point. And once again we use the good old reliable glue to keep it in place. Oh, for the love of, does he not know how to use a power tool or anything other than glue? I mean, come on. Now that the box was done, we had to find something to fill it with. So we turned to our trusty shelf of junk for inspiration. And what we ended up with is, well, I'm not really sure what it is honestly. I think this was just meant to be some kind of temporary placeholder until we could think of something cooler to make for it. Which I'm sure will happen at some point in the future. But for now, we have this thing, which does still give off that cottagecore vibe, I guess. I mean, not right now, but after he adds the fake flower and stuff at the end, it turns out looking nice. And the good part about this thing is he didn't use any glue on it, so it can easily be cleaned out and used for something else. But for now, we'll call it good. And move on to the next part of this video. The last thing we made was this beaded necklace with a black salt pendant, which we didn't bother recording because, well, let's be honest, a 5-year-old could have made this thing. Really, the most complicated part was making the black salt, and even that is pretty simple. Anyways, once everything was finished, we replaced this old decoration that didn't really fit the vibe of the hut with our new cottagecore shadow box, which is a much more fitting decoration than whatever the hell that other thing was. But that's basically it. This was a fairly simple project. We're pretty happy with the end results, and nobody got injured in the process. So I'm going to call this one a success. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you made it to the end after all that nonsense in the beginning, you deserve some kind of medal. Things don't usually get that rowdy that fast, but this place is basically a zoo. Except all the animals are kept in the same exhibit, which is just normal nature, I guess. Anyway, all I was trying to say was thank you. I know we can be kind of off-putting sometimes, But the audio that gets recorded with these projects is absolutely cursed and usually full of copyrighted music. But if you would rather hear the Fool and the Hermit talk about these projects, please let us know in the comments. Since our goal is to make videos that you all enjoy watching, your feedback is always appreciated and will only help us make better videos in the future. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Or I'll come to your home in the middle of the night and rearrange your furniture in a very inconvenient manner.